You fire down the straight, grabbing the gears all the way through, and then you get into that initiation, get the car sideways to that first outside zone, then straddle that line all the way through, grab that inside clip and push the car nice and wide to our next outside zone. Then transition, you get a small chance to slow the car down from 150 kilometers an hour around the fourth big sweeping outside zone in front of all the fans, transitioning out to 5, and then another quick time to slow down through this last big outside zone along 2 walls, and then push that car nice and wide, but not onto the grass.
Check out 99.5 first place qualifier from yesterday. He creeps off the line. Vicek slides off the line in that incredible A90 Supra. Through the gears they come, and Olsen will not let Vicek get away as he fires through initiation. Vicek a little understeer, slows the car down, but now picks it back up again. Fires on big angle, gets into the outside zone. He's going to go wide though. He holds on to it. Olsen stands on the foot brake and balances that carbon Kevlar S15 right where it needs to be. As now Vicek finds that perfect qualifying line. Flames are up from the back of the car as he pushes it across.
We're going to find out here.
Yeah, we certainly are going to find out here. As Shanahan, look, almost jumps that start line. He can do that. It is legal for him to do as he comes through now, through the gears, down they come. Look at this, Shanahan onto the back bumper already. A big flick from Pavel Korpolinski. Shanahan opens up the angle, trying to gain some ground back, but he's gone too hard. Takes the whole front end off of the GT86. As Shanahan now, can he manage to get around as Korpolinski balances that S14 right where it needs to be? Shanahan trying to get himself back into the fight as Korpolinski takes it to the wall. Shanahan on the door, across. Marshall Martin, the shirt's on, the light goes green, they slam into the gears and through the start line as Marco Zaccaril works his way through the gears onto the back bumper of the Finnish driver's Toyota Chaser. Fires down into the initiation zone, and Marco Zaccaril dials on more angle to avoid any such incident this time. Now works his way into that groove. Look at him, dialed in, onto the door he goes. Left foot braking as Jarkko Uhla leads them through the centre of the circuit. Uhla up to the wall. Zaccaril, strange line on the inside of the circuit, now has to work to get back onto the side of that. Because it could make a massive difference by the end of this weekend. Here we go, off the line. Marco Zaccaril's chased down Jarkko Uhla. Finland versus the Czech Republic right now as Jarkko Uhla fires in that big Jason X100. Look at this from Zaccaril though. Found a little bit more grip in the car, a little bit more pressure, a little bit more power as he unleashes it, dives across, but he's out of formation, now gets himself back into it as Jarkko Uhla puts on a beautiful lead line at the moment, on throttle nice and early in the outside zone. Zaccaril dials on the angle, looks for the side of that JZX across the line. Feel the wrath of Driftmasters behind the scenes. Here we go, they get a clean one this time. They come through the gears. It's going to be Connor Falvey to lead out Oliver Randalou through the gears. Falvey fires that car in. The carbon Kevlar S15 being put to work this weekend, but look at this from Randalou. He's not second in the championship for nothing as Randalou, the Estonian, fires onto the rear bumper, the side of that carbon Kevlar S15. As Connor Falvey puts it where it needs to be. There is no shaking Oliver Randalou right now. He is turned up to 100. He's feeling good, and he's absolutely bullying Connor Falvey. Wow. Shanahan, he wants to be the 2025 champion. He wants to be a two-time Drift Masters champion. This could be the weekend the championship flips for him as he comes through the gears are down. McKeever's on the back bumper of that GT86 and closer than anyone else as McKeever goes for the rear wheel. He washes wide but holds on to it. Shanahan fires into the outside zone. McKeever deals with it as they both put it right where they need to be. Shanahan now scrubs a little angle, trying to drive away from McKeever. As McKeever now looks for the side again of that GT86 and parks it on the door across the line. Yesterday, but he's kind of been refining the setup, refining the car, getting the car ready. And look at this, he's drag racing him down the start line as he goes for the side of the car. Big flick from Heinemann as he puts that car at an incredible angle, and it catches Poitolasco out as he hangs onto the throttle, pushes the throttle further through the floor than he has before, but he goes deep in there and it's smoke from the bonnet. There's smoke from the bonnet, and Heinemann shuts it down, and Poitolasco is going to carry on the run. And I think we just see an engine failure from Laurie Heinemann. Unbelievable. Well, Kuba Bryczkowski comes off the line in that GR86 through the gears as Kevin Purser, the Estonian, hunts him down. He flicks that car from left to right as they fire over the hill down into initiation. And it's a beautiful lead line, but it's a little wide for Bryczkowski as he puts the rear wheels now into the outside zone. There's no shaking Purser though. The Estonian can't be shaken as they fire through the middle of the circuit. Purser goes for the dive once again, down on the door. He knows how good Bryczkowski is. He knows he can trust that lead line, and he trusts him the whole way.
Kevin Purser, every time you put him in a...
I've got these guys ready to go now. Starlight Marshall ready. The light goes green. They're through the gears. Kavir opting to chase the higher qualifier down, the lower qualifier down as they fire through. Jakob Kroll puts that car where it needs to be. Kvyat wheel on the dirt as they transition back. Kvyat goes for a huge transition, looks for the back bumper and a carbon Kevlar S14.9. They transition back once again as Kvyat is there all over the business. How does he make it work? Jakob Kroll's on an absolute heater out front, but you cannot move. He's opted to lead first as Peter Wojciech, the highest qualifier of round 4 here in Ireland, leads out Pavel Korpelinski, and Korpelinski will know what he needs to do, and he does it already as he jumps onto the back bumper of the A90 Supra. And look at the pace from Peter Wojciech as he puts that car right it needs to be. It looked like he was going to completely fall off track, but he held on to it. Korpelinski holding on right now as they fire into the wall section. I don't think that Peter Wojciech has come off the throttle from the moment he left the start line. This is unbelievable.
Let's just throw the notes away and just send it.
Well, there we go. The spotters would have been watching Conor Falvey, and they would have been relaying that information to Zakaru, and they know what Falvey's got. Look at this. Falvey opens up a nice initiation right to the edge of the circuit, and look at that from Zakaru. He trusted it, lent that car onto the S15 as they fire into this outside zone 4. Zakaru on the inside, though, as Falvey fulfills a beautiful outside line, flicks that car across the circuit. Zakaru takes a back bumper off of Falvey's S15, but Falvey's unfazed, puts the car to the wall, puts it to the second wall, looks for the finish line and across. So the Finnish driver puts the anti-lag on and starts to creep across the line as the light goes green. Shanahan to lead out Poitolasso for a spot in the top 4 away. Who's it going to be? And an early initiation from Shanahan as he locks up the front brake, puts that car right where it needs to be. Poitolasso goes wide, drops wheels off the edge of the track. As Shanahan finds his way into this long outside zone, starts to smoke out the Finnish driver. As Shanahan transitions, Poitolasso needs to get himself into the fight, and he goes for a big dive, but his wheels off the edge of the circuit once again as Shanahan drags him across the line. Kvyat to jump up the order a little bit and maybe sit second behind Shanahan as we go into Riga in just a few weeks' time. Here we go, though, through the gears, off they go. It's going to be Kevin Purser to lead out to Kvyat. Kvyat matches the angle, and look at the proximity for Kvyat. He leans on. Oh, and it's a mistake. Leans on the back of Kevin Purser, and it puts him into a mistake as they fire into the outside zone. Kvyat now trying to hunt down Kevin Purser as they fire into the second to last outside zone. Kvyat goes for it, but it's all over the show as he almost hits the wall and loses some ground. He's been doing things that he's never been done before. He's been proving himself here at Drift Masters, but Piotr Wojciech doesn't need to prove himself. He is a former champion. They come through the gears, down over the hill as they fire in, and Zakaru leans that car to angle as he tries to follow Piotr Vincek, but Vincek is absolutely up and gone. The grip, the pace in that Toyota Supra is phenomenal, and Zakaru now tries to get himself back in the battle. Zakaru tries to hang with Wojciech as Wojciech puts it right to the edge of the circuit, to the wall, across the line. Himself further ahead than anyone else. He creeps off the line. It's Shanahan to lead out. Kevin Purser for a spot in the final awaits as Shanahan flicks that GT86 from left to right. Oh! Purser goes on the inside, puts a wheel up on the curb. Shanahan unfazed as Purser now pushes the back end of that GT86, goes for a dive, tags the door once again because Purser is coming angry at this one, dives through the smoke as Shanahan puts a back bumper towards the wall. Kevin Purser can't be shaken as he puts the wheel to the door one more time.
Driver that keep that consistency throughout the rest of this season, and he's got such a big shot. Look, it holds to the rules no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how much these guys don't play games. He pulled for the start line, he got the strobe light and said, well, maybe I won't. And Kevin Purser, ladies and gentlemen, going to do a buy run there, just going to put on a show for all the amazing fans here at Mondello Park in Ireland. Grandstands sold out, 10 deep around the fence. These guys have been an incredible atmosphere all weekend. Always happy to see drifting in Mondello Park. Presses the button for what will be one of the last times this weekend. The light goes green and Wojciech fires that car through the start line and through the gears as Shanahan jumps straight onto the back bumper. He fires it alongside him. They go angle for angle, match matched mirror image as they transition to outside zone 4. Wycheck stalls up, can't get deep into that zone. And Shanahan follows him through. As Shanahan pops through the smoke, Wycheck goes for the wall. Shanahan goes for the door. They both put back bumper to back bumper on the wall. But this young man right here will try and stop him as he slots that Red Bull Toyota GT86 into gear and comes off the line. This is it for the final time this weekend. The battle begins as Wycheck fires in. Shanahan goes closer than he did before. Now starts to look for the side of that Toyota Supra as he transitions bumper to bumper. They both get into outside zone 4. No mistakes this time for either guy as they fire through. Shanahan looks for the door. He creeps up the inside as the tail lights disappear from the back of that Supra. Shanahan goes for the door across the line.
Oh, just another.